नमस्कार, बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है गाइस आपके अपने ही चैनल के एफसीएस और स्पोर्ट्स बिट पर गाइस। जिस तरह से कल हमने बात की थी इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड, साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड और ऑस्ट्रेलिया वुमेन वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका वुमेन, तो सेम टू सेम आज भी कवरेज है और आज पहली कवरेज है न्यूजीलैंड वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका डे 3 रिव्यू। कल के अगर आपने डिस्कशन आपको याद होगा, आपने मेरे पहले की वीडियो अगर देखी होगी कल वाली, तो हम बात कर रहे थे कि गेम बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था। 2 दिन में 2 टीम आउट हो चुकी थी। अफ्रीका के पास 31 रन की लीड थी, बट अनफॉर्चुनेट आप कह सकते हैं कि टीम जो है वो लीड लेने में नाकाम रही। जो एक हेल्दी लीड हो सकता था 300 रन की। मीनवाइल राहुल अय्यर से बात हुई थी, तो राहुल कह रहे थे कि कुछ भी 250 के आसपास अगर स्कोर भी होता है, तो वो भी 4th इनिंग में वो आपके लिए प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर सकता है ऑफ कोर्स। बट कल डे 4 है और जिसमें मुझे लगता है कि शायद गेम जो है एंड हो जाएगा। तो आज के लाइमलाइट कौन रहे? आज अफ्रीका का जो मैच हुआ, ऑफ कोर्स बैडिंगम जिन्होंने डेब्यू किया अगेंस्ट इंडिया पिछली सीरीज में, इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका की सीरीज में, एज यूजुअल यहाँ पर भी उन्होंने डेब्यू किया और बैडिंगम ने 141 बॉल्स में बहुत ही शानदार 110 रन बनाए। डेब्यू सेंचुरी उनकी, और ऐसे टाइम पे सेंचुरी आई जब टीम को रिक्वायरमेंट थी। और टोटल अगर मैं लीड की बात करूं तो 250 से ऊपर का उन्होंने स्कोर जरूर खड़ा किया। और टारगेट की मैं बात करूं तो 267 रन का टारगेट जरूर रखा है, बट मुझे लगता है शायद आप 300 रन बनाते तो थोड़ा बेहतर हो सकता था। लेकिन जवाब में अगर अफ्रीका की बात करूं तो अफ्रीका ने एक विकेट भी ले लिया जो कि डेवन कॉनवे का है, और वो भी विकेट उन्होंने लिया डैन पेड जिन्होंने 5 पर लिया था पिछले इनिंग्स में, और उनके 5 पर की वजह से लीड भी लिया था। तो अब यहाँ पे बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्टेस्ट हो गया। 40 पर 1 है न्यूजीलैंड की टीम। जीतने के लिए ज़्यादा रन्स की आवश्यकता नहीं है, लेकिन 227 रन और हाथ में 9 विकेट है। क्या 9 विकेट पहले ले सकती है अफ्रीका की टीम? ये देखने वाली बात रहेगी। डैन पेड, केन पीटरसन पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा उम्मीद है अगर आप इस सीरीज़ को ड्रॉ कराने में सफल होते हैं। अदरवाइज़ मेरे को लग रहा है कि न्यूजीलैंड काफ़ी हद तक इस गेम में आगे है। न्यूजीलैंड जीत सकती है, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है। ये अ, बहुत ही एक्साइटिंग मैच हो सकता था। मेरे साथ राहुल है, जब बात करते हैं। हेलो राहुल, हाउ आर यू?
Yes, I'm doing good, Kunal. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Okay, so Rahul, yesterday you talked about that anything score more than 250 will be good for South Africa for fourth inning, but now 267, 40 for one. But still, I am thinking if score is 300, might be 2 days remaining, you can make the match little bit competitive.
You could. I think this match can go anyway. To be frank, still, I think this match won't go to a fifth day unless it rains on day four. I don't think this match is going into a fifth day. If weather is fine, weather permitting, this match will finish on day four and maybe not even go to the final session. It may not
Yeah.
even go to session three. It will be over before T itself. If the weather permits, because New Zealand, they need 227, might go into the final session, but it won't go into day 5. It will be over on day 4 itself. We have to see who wins the
I
match.
think 227 might be go to final session. Might be.
Yeah, 227. Yeah, 227. Sorry. For a moment, I thought it was 187, but yeah, 227 more to go. Correct. So I think it will go to a final session, but it won't go
So
to.
in average, if Rahul, it is one session you score 85, 86. So in that way you can say in third session match will
Yes.
goes on.
Yeah, match will
Instead
go
you
till
play
the
like
third.
a baseball.
And
It's
yeah,
different.
if this was England playing, it definitely would have finished before tea. They would have played baseball and one way or the other, won or lost. But I think this match can go either way. Coming to the match itself, it can go either way. It's anyone's game from here. 227 runs to get, 9 wickets in hand. Either team can still achieve this. If New Zealand loses some early wickets tomorrow, then this match will go in South Africa's favor. If New Zealand can get
Suppose
partnership,
Williamson golden duck. Suppose Williamson zero. Maybe.
that would be the dream scenario if you're a South African fan. Yes, but I think if New Zealand, they can really do this, they need to keep their heads cool. They need to get one or two partnerships. If they can go into punch, just losing only one or two more wickets, maybe get some 80 more runs, then they'll feel they're in the game. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now let's talk about the hero of the day. Of course, both are debutant, and so first debutant is David Bedingham. I will not say it is debutant because already he do debut against India, but debut 100 for him at a good time when South Africa needed. I think Rahul, he was looking promising during India series also. He was looking promising player.
yes, David Bedingham is a very good player. He's, I think, been the best batsman on this tour for South Africa. By
Yeah,
far, he's been the best batsman, and the most he's shown the most intent among the players. To be frank, because you saw even in the last test when the in Mount Montgomery, when all the other batsmen were trying to defend and try to play for a draw by just defending, scoring one run and over, just blocking. David Bedingham came in and started hitting sixers,
yeah.
and it looked like South Africa could be in the game if Bedingham kept on going. He might have gotten South Africa to 300 runs by close, and they would go into day five with an outside chance of winning the match. But that didn't happen. Credit to New Zealand though for persisting with the short pitched bowling in the
Yeah,
first
another
match,
debutant
and,
bowler.
and in
Another
the second
debutant bowler.
match too. In this match too, they kept persisting with the short pitched bowling because they knew that the South African batsmen will take the bait and they will go for these pull shots. But to be frank, this is also a failure of visiting teams. To be frank, Neil Wagner is going to come in and bowl short pitched balls at you. Everyone knows this now. That this is his strategy. He will bowl short pitch deliveries and get batsmen out. I think visiting teams, when they go to New Zealand, they have to do that homework and not fall for the tactic. That is what I will say.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so another debutant name is William O'Rourke. Fifer for him in second innings and overall 9 wickets. So what a debut for him against South Africa.
Yes, absolutely. He bowled well in both the innings and helped bowl South Africa out. It looked like South Africa was running away with the game at tea, to be very honest, yesterday. It looked like they were going to get a lead of 300, 350. It looked that way, the way David Bedingham was batting. But great comeback from New Zealand after the tea break to, bowl South Africa out and get a target which they can achieve. Devon Conway, to be frank, he has to be dropped now.
Yeah.
After this series, full series has been a disappointment for him. Yesterday, he looked like he was getting a promising start. Again, failed. You can't keep on persisting with Conway. He's been wildly out of form. You need to find another opener.
Yeah, of course. So let's see how things will go on. Now let's come to second test match. That is Australia woman versus South Africa woman. Dominating performance, Rahul means in Perth, we all know that there is a condition for fast bowlers and fast bowler came and South Africa all out before 100.
Yes, that was quite an achievement. Great bowling by Australia. South Africa really had no chance. Now they have no chance of winning or drawing this match. I think it's Australia is firmly in control of the match.
And one more important stats, Rahul means both wife and husband, that is Stark and Healy, both have highest score in test match is 99.
Yeah,
Very
very
interesting.
very interesting stat. That's quite incredible.
Yeah, so it happens, but I think very unlucky. Healy, he was looking really great and he deserves century. Actually, she deserves century. Bet money really well. Sutherland also means Rahul. If I say if Australia team is really different. If we talk about men's, women's under 19 means they have a different. They have different blood. I think so. They are eating different food than India. I think mentally strong team. Yeah, what a performance.
Yes, absolutely. They really are mentally tough like no other team before. And they have a never say die attitude. Actually, what Harshit was saying about India is true about Australia. To be frank, I can't. With all due respect, I cannot say India has a never say die attitude because when crucial matches come for Team India, we throw in the towel, we give up, we surrender. Absolutely. So n- we do not have a never say die attitude like Australia does. we don't even have 10% of their mentality. To be very
Yeah,
honest, when it comes to big matches, if we had even 10% of their mentality, we would have won an ICC. We would have won ICC trophies in the last 10 years. We wouldn't go 10 years without winning a trophy. We won't be sitting here right now saying 10 years drought, and it might even become 11 soon by June.
yeah. So Rahul, if I talk about the result of this match, I think Africa will lose it by an innings. 76 you have made and 251 already
Australia
in
can afford to
Australia.
declare right now, and they will win by innings. I'm saying
Okay.
this. I'm really calling this.
Bold
Australia
prediction.
can, if
Bold
Australia
prediction.
declares with their, they won't declare with 251 for 5. We know that. But if they want to declare, they want to declare a 251 for 5, 175 run lead, they can win by an innings
I don't know,
with
Rahul, where is
century.
Marizan Cap? I think Marizan Cap should play this match.
Yeah,
They
she
missed
should
him.
have been selected in this match. Disgrace that she did not play. And this bowling attack looks like a no-namer attack. I cannot even pronounce the names for starters. Mlaba,
Yeah,
um,
Malaba, yeah.
Malaba, okay, Malaba and Class, okay, and
Class, yeah.
Hulubi. I don't know what bowling attack this is. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with women's cricket. That's one thing, but it
But
looks like
Class
an
is
inexperienced bowling attack.
recent. If I talk about Class, he is a number one bowler in T20 as of now in
Oh,
ranking. Yeah.
yeah, okay, so maybe they have a decent bowling attack, but anyway, the score is not enough. 76 all out is not enough. We know that, and
Yeah.
no, actually, Klaas got 3 wickets with the ball. Not a bad effort. In fact, I think she had Australia at 12 for 3 at one
12 for
point.
3, yes.
Yes, she
Yeah,
made
that was
Australia 12 for
brilliant.
3. But Mooney and Healy, they
He,
both showed a great courage. And then Sutherland afterwards, and they gave South Africa Australia a very good position in the match.
yeah, of course. So now, guys, let's come to India versus Australia. Sorry, India versus England. And
England.
first, let's come to Rohit Sharma, our captain. Well played. First time means we are always controversing about Rohit Sharma that we are not performing. But some crunch moments he always saved Team India. So again, appreciate our captain. Yeah, if you see the career, you will say this is 11th Test match 100 for Virat Kohli. But Virat Kohli fans said, sorry, Rohit Sharma fans said they are selfless. They don't think about stats. But Rahul, after retirement, you should be something. Means if you have 20, 26, 100 in your career, then you will be one of the great player, right? So I think Rohit Sharma deserves more than 20 hundreds in Test.
Yeah, he should be able to get it. We don't know how much longer he will play Test match cricket. So maybe 20 is tough, but still, 11 centuries decent. It's very decent, and he played a good knock yesterday because India was 33 for 3 yesterday, and he scored 131. So that is a good innings. Fine. He's finally stepped up in this series. We needed him to step up because the way he played in the first 2 Test matches, he looked like he hasn't seen a cricket ball before. But now he has stepped up with a century yesterday. So hopefully he will. The team can carry on this momentum. Jadeja scored a century. Sarfraz Khan, he justified his
Yeah,
place in the
we
team
will
with 62 of 66. Unfortunately, Jadeja made a mistake, and Sarfraz Khan got run out.
we will talk
At
about.
least,
Yeah. Okay, Krishna, are you there? Krishna, are you there? Can you
Yes,
hear
yes,
me?
I'm there. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
there.
So Krishna, your views on Rohit Sharma century means how much you will rate this century?
Means 9 out of 10 century, or 10 out of 10, one of them, because India was in trouble in starting of the first 10 15 overs. It was 33 for 3. Then Jaiswal, the main batter, also informed batter, also got out early. He gave a good decent start, but he only put 10 runs and get out. So Gill also, as usual, last match hero savior, but this match failed. And same today, Rohit Sharma is savior. today again. Indians for the Indian team. I hope he doesn't fail in the next test. If he does, then people
Krishna,
will
this
say
is
that
this century coming after 9 months, almost 9 months.
yeah, because he has to pull, as Rahul Bhai said, that he has to pull his socks up. So because your team is in trouble, 33 for 3. If Rohit Sharma also goes, then India wouldn't have scored even 250 runs. Would have got below a lot below if below that, because now only Jadeja is batting with Kuldeep. So Kuldeep will get out early tomorrow in the morning session. So Dhruv Jurel will come into bat. So um, Jadeja also is a savior. Don't forget that he also saved Indian team with Rohit Sharma. So we can't again tell Rohit Sharma. You know, Rohit Sharma got two saviors in this innings. One catch drop from Root, and one
And
this
one
thing some LBW
DRS.
LB yeah
Yeah.
DRS.
So thank
Well,
you to DRS.
well,
Thank you to
well, well.
DRS.
Well, DRS, that you have to give Rohit Sharma credit because he reviewed the decision and it was not out. He could have just walked off and accepted the umpire's decision. He reviewed the decision and he got it overturned. You when players do that, you have to give them credit for that. Also, using DRS is also very strategic and it's a part of the game right now. So you, for those things, you have to give credit. And also dropped catches, as far as I'm concerned, to see players have to capitalize on the dropped catches because psychologic technically speaking, you can get out on the next ball also after
Yeah.
somebody drops a catch. You saw 2017 Champions Trophy, prime example. Kohli got dropped in the final and then got out very next ball. So these things can happen. So batsmen have to capitalize on the chances they get. This is what the game is about. Rohit Sharma did that. So no use talking about dropped catches. That is the opposition's team's problem if they drop a catch.
Yeah, of course. Okay, now guys, let's come to the controversy that is happening in social media. That is Jadeja and Sarfaraz controversy. But before that, let's talk about the journey of Sarfaraz. Of course, Rahul, very one of those moments for a family that they are doing so much hard work for a player, for his son. Musir Khan played a Under 19 World Cup final. Now his elder ones getting a cap. So very emotional moment for our parents.
Yes, absolutely. He's been dreaming about this for a very long time. Finally, his dreams have come true. A lot of Indian cricketers come up like this, to be frank. So these are very heartening stories when you hear about them.
Yeah, and Rahul, I think Sarfaraz should come during 2021. He was one of the best prime form. He was there, but it took 3 years for debut. And you are coming as an injury replacement. You are not selected properly. Injury
Yeah,
replacement.
hopefully he will play well and show that he should be a regular in the team because he's actually a proper test batsman. Maybe you should keep Shubman Gill for white ball cricket. For now, he's had a lot of chances, still failed. Shreyas Iyer also stick to white ball cricket. Keep him out of the red ball matches. It is a high time that you start choosing players. I think Harshit was mentioning it earlier today when we discussed that you should choose format specific players in the Indian team. You should not have players who will play in all the formats, but then they will keep taking rest also for saying workload management. If you want to manage workloads, you give them selective formats. You give them selective formats. Don't make them play all the formats and then take rest in each format a little bit. Let them take rest in one entire formats and play the others completely.
Yeah. Okay, Krishna, when you see the strokes played by Sarfaraz, don't you think it looks like that right-handed Rishabh Pant is batting? The way his attacking approach.
Who's Sarfaraz?
Yes. Don't you think like that? He was really
See,
aggressive against Root and he was just going on to score runs, regular intervals.
yeah, he was playing like a mini basketball innings, and he was scoring at fast runs. If you see his strike rate also was more than 100. So I feel Uh, he's copying the basketball style, but yeah, and let's see how he performs in the next three test matches. Also, will he play defensive or see when your captain is steadied the innings, so other batsmen has not to fear. Means you see even Jadeja also steadied the innings with Rohit. Then Sarfaraz also came with that positive mindset to score fast runs in this. It is, I think first day batting is a flat pitch. If you see, it is a batting wicket. It no help to spinners much in this
Of
pitch.
course.
So Sarfaraz had a good opportunity to score runs on this day because it is a good batting wicket. But he should have scored 100. But that unlucky dismissal by Jadeja uh, happened this way. Jadeja ran out Kohli also in 2016 against West Indies. Then he ran out, I think, someone in someone Shikhar Dhawan or someone in against Australia. So this happens with Jadeja where he run out other batsmen
Yeah.
when they're scoring fast.
Okay, Rahul, another coincidence means when Anil Kumble played as a test batsman in a debut match, he was run out, okay, and he handed the cap to Sarfaraz, and in debut match for Sarfaraz got run out. So, another coincidence.
Quite a coincidence. Very bad luck, to be frank.
Yeah, but Rahul, all are saying that this is a fault of Jadeja. But don't you think that Jadeja should not be blamed for this? Of course, Jadeja said by his social media post that really sorry for that call, but you have played really great. I think this should not be a controversy. I think this is very bad from Indian fans. You should respect both the player because it happens when someone new player is coming. Coordination is not there sometimes.
He made a mistake. He owned up to it. Let's move on from it. To be frank, it's not like Jadeja said, "Okay, let me get this guy run out." Jadeja did
Yeah,
not. It's not Jadeja didn't doesn't want to get anyone uh, run out. All these things are petty and immature. Nobody wants to get their partner run out on purpose. They're playing for their country, and in any professional environment, you want to win the games. You don't want to gift a free wicket like that by getting your partner run out. What does it good does it do to get somebody run out on purpose? That is absolutely silly. I know, okay, this is going off cricket, but I know what controversy will be created regarding this. Jadeja, Sarfraz Khan. I know what controversy might come up, or conspiracy theories, as you call it. I won't go too deep into it. I'll
yeah, of course.
leave
I
it for
see
you to
one
figure out.
social media. I see one social media photo. There was Yuvraj Singh, father Yogaraj versus MS Dhoni. There was so famous controversy between them. Now it is Sarfaraz father versus Jadeja. Might be. So this was
No,
one post I
hopefully that
see.
will not happen. Hopefully that will not happen. Jadeja has apologized at least, so nothing like that should
Actually, this
happen.
is
And
a
there's
team
no
spirit.
controversy between Dhoni and Yograj. It was only Yograj Singh hating Dhoni. Dhoni didn't really react. I don't think he even cares what Yuvraj's father is. Yograj Singh is saying about him. I don't think Dhoni cares about what anyone is saying about him. He's not that kind of person. And anyway, who is Yograj? No one cares about that guy.
Yeah,
Yograj hasn't done anything of significance in
for
his life.
India.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
for
done
India,
anything
he's
of.
just.
Yeah,
But he was player, just like you can
he's
say.
just a
Even Akash
cricketer's
Chopra was
father.
better than him.
Yes.
Even
If
Akash Chopra was better than him as a
Yes,
cricketer.
absolutely. Anyway, when people think of that family, they think of Yuvraj Singh. Nobody cares about the father, to be frank. That Yograj played for India. Yograj is just a cricketer's father in all practicality who blabbers nonsense. That's all he is.
Okay, okay.
Anyway,
So one comment is Sarfaraz Khan is told for a wait. I am waiting for Vinab. Also, he's saying always Sarfaraz Khan is looking very fatty. Do you see Rahul? I think I don't see him fatty. Like I think
I
he's
don't
fit.
I don't care about his physical appearance. He scored 62 of 66 balls on his test debut. That's all that matters to me. Um, if you want fitness, let him come and improve himself in the gym. That's for him to worry about. Why should fans worry about him? Are fans what creating exercise regimen for him or what? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
of
want to come
course.
to some of the things
Okay, so
well,
Alok is saying, yeah,
I'm missing out on a
nice.
lot of comments here.
Yeah, Alok was angry in my comment also. I made a short century miss हो गई, proud moment for his father. Yeah, look, it happens, but I don't expect from you that you are just going to troll a Jadeja for this. It happens. It's game time. First time Sarfraz is playing with someone, so it happens. Coordination problem is there. Krishna, your views for coordination between Jadeja and Sarfraz.
It was not that great coordination because Sarfaraz made his test debut to um, and this in other groups people are saying that Jadeja was jealous that he's scoring so fast runs and that's why uh, Jadeja made him run out. That's all rubbish they're talking in other groups. So,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right.
so
Harshit is
yeah.
saying that people is so cheap they need mirchi masala. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, of
See,
course.
it is
So
cricket.
tomorrow,
In cricket, anything can happen. See, in cricket, anything can happen. Uh, you can get run out by other batsmen in your day. So can't blame it's the nature of sport. So can't blame Jadeja also because Sarfaraz when he was running he was also walking very slow. He should have dived dived into the crease fast so he wouldn't have got run out. I feel if he would have dived into the crease.
yeah,
People,
maybe, but I think Krishna first time means while viewing, I first time see the direct hit from any England player. First time for me,
no,
it was the first time.
Mark Wood today was exceptional because his pace
Yeah,
also he took 3 wickets in starting of the session. Then
Rahul, how many direct hits you have seen from England while seeing the match? For me, it
To
is
be
first time.
to be frank, yeah, unfortunately, my time zone is very bad. I cannot see the whole match. I saw the first session a little bit, so I missed the
But
second two
overall,
sessions.
Rahul means overall, Rahul. Whenever you see the England match, I think very
Yes,
few moments you will see the direct hit from England players.
I mean
Direct hit.
direct hits are pretty rare in cricket itself. Most of the times, it's Australians who do direct hits. You don't see too much from other teams.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, so now, guys, you can ask your questions and
Well, to
any
be
question
frank,
you
I
want to
do
ask.
want to come to
Yeah,
something which Harshit mentioned, which is this comment about Kohli. Kohli once said in an interview that he was considered a failed captain, but Ganguly era is different. Well, see, to be frank, if you don't win an ICC tournament, you don't win any tournament, regardless of what team you are. It is a failure. The definite not winning a tournament by definition is a failure. The definition of success is winning the World Cup, winning the tournament. When you're lifting the trophy, that is success. You also see in any competition, whether World Cup or IPL, when you say the most successful team, it refers to the team that won the trophy the most number of times. You don't say
but
successful
Rahul, ranking is
to a
also
team
there.
that didn't win the trophy. You never use successful tournament is never used to refer to a team that did not win the trophy. It's always used to refer to the team that won the trophy. Having a good run in a tournament is a different thing from having a successful tournament. Successful tournament always refers to winning the trophy. We've had many good runs in tournaments, but not successful tournaments in the last 10 years. And there's a big difference between that. There's also a difference between calling a tournament a failure and calling it a disaster on the flip side. Disaster is when you lose very badly and you get knocked out in group stages like that, or you get humiliated by 10 wickets in semi-final like T20 World Cup for India last year. 2023 World Cup was a failure for India, but not a disaster. You can't call 2023 World Cup disastrous tournament for India. That is too much, but it's a failure because we didn't win the tournament. So there is a
But
difference
Rahul,
when you
one more
use
thing.
certain terms.
But Rahul, one more thing. World Test Championship has been come later. And if I talk about the era between 2010 to 2020, back to back 6 years, we are number one team. Back to back
Uh,
6 years under Virat Kohli. You
that
are
is
right. One,
absolutely an achievement. See, Test cricket is a little bit different. You can't talk about, you can't have World Test Championship final as the standard for Test match cricket, because number one, it came only in 2019. It doesn't have a long history. Ricky Ponting was a great Test match captain, but there was no World Test Championship during his captaincy era. So, does that mean Ricky Ponting is useless as a captain? That doesn't make sense at all, right? And World Test Championship final itself, it is reached by winning bilateral series. You have to perform in bilaterals to make that final. A lot of people are saying we reached the final under Rohit Sharma, but you don't understand how people who are saying this are laymen. They don't understand how World Test Championship works. To be
yeah,
frank, you have to play bilateral series for 2 years, perform in those, and then you get to the final.
and
If
you
you
are
finish in
playing
the
with
top
not
two,
with every country. But that
and
is
you
one
don't,
more thing.
that is one thing, but World Test Championship final is reached on the basis of bilateral series performances. It's not so just being coming wearing the blazer during the final and coming for the toss doesn't mean you led the team to the final. That's not how World Test Championship works.
Of
People
course, for one
are
country,
just
you are
seeing
playing
that the
five
team was in
matches.
the final, so wow, we made the final. That's not how it works. If we reach the next World Test Championship final and Rohit Sharma, in his case, is the captain of that full cycle, then you can say, yeah, we made the final under him. So it really depends on the context. But as far as World Test Championship is concerned, I'm not going to be too hard on India for not winning the final. We've been in both the finals. That is fine because we performed well in bilateral series. But I'll tell you what is worse with the World Test Championship, with not more than not winning the final, is not going prepared for the final. That is not acceptable. Winning the final or not in your control, but going and preparing for the final is in your control. At least that part you should take care of. Eventually, we'll win
So,
the World Test Championship final at one time or another. It'll have to happen if the by the final being played in India. Who knows? Maybe then we might win the World Test Championship final. But in any case, this tournament, World Test Championship, needs to have a certain history in order to be relevant. If a World Test Championship final exists for maybe 30 or 40 years, then you can start talking about that being an achievement. But until then, you can't you judge too much by winning World Test Championship, especially if you're talking about teams that are not really big Test match teams and cannot make that final. You can't talk about it. In Test match cricket, really the yardsticks for measuring a team right now, if you're talking about Indian cricket, is performing in Sena countries. You have to win in Australia, England, New Zealand, and South Africa. You have to have series wins in these countries mainly, and of course, be dominant at home. That goes without saying. For any team, you have to try to dominate in your home ground. That goes without saying. If you're a Sena country, then performing in subcontinent is the standards. And in addition, for Australia and England, performing in the Ashes series, that's also a very big criteria. Among Sena countries, though, I would say that if you do well in Australia or England, it holds more weight than doing well in South Africa and New Zealand, because England and Australia are the most traditional cricketing nations, where Test cricket is held very dearly to those countries, and they've been playing cricket for the longest time. They're the oldest cricketing nations in the world. So achievements in those countries hold more weight than South Africa and New Zealand.
okay. So Harshit is saying how Smith play all the format trophy king. Of course, means player belongs to Australia has different mindset, of course. And if I talk about Smith as an opener in T20, he is quite aggressive type of batsman. Means in opening he can play. We'll talk about Test match and ODI. They plays in middle order, so you can say that Steve Smith is king for Australia. He's a king for Australia because whenever Australia is in a big trouble, he is a savior along with Manas Labuschagne. So it is not so big. Even Virat Kohli can play three formats. So how you can say that Smith is really big thing that Smith is playing all the format? I don't know. Okay, okay, Arjit is saying
Steve
they are
Frank,
New Zealand.
Steve Smith is not a T20 player. To be frank, T20 is not a great format for Steve Smith. You even saw in last T20 World Cup at home that he was getting dropped from the playing 11, even though he was in the squad. So Smith is not that much of a big T20 player. He's better in ODI and Test matches. That's where his strength lies. He's in a bit of lack of form right now. Maybe he'll pick it
But
up.
as an opener means Steve Smith can play as an opener if you want.
Definitely.
But okay, Krishna, what you think about Harshit comment is saying New Zealand player don't have brand and they are performing. Do you think Krishna brand is important for a country to perform?
Brand means what?
Means no
Having
hype.
brand, like what to say, name, having big name.
Yeah,
BCCI, for example, sorry to say this, but last 10
yeah.
years it's been naam bade darshan chote. That's what
Yeah.
it has been.
Not
Basically,
10
I'll
years,
put
you
it
can
that way.
say previous 4 years, 2020 to 24.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's problems have gotten even worse in the last 4 years. Indian cricket is in a decline actually since MS Dhoni retired. Since MS Dhoni retired in 2019, after 2019 World Cup, Indian cricket has been in decline. As a matter of fact, from 2017 to 2019, India was the best team in ODI cricket also. But we couldn't prove ourselves in the ODI World Cup, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
See,
Okay.
New Zealand team don't have brand players. They don't have big type of players. If you see Williamson also, is the main batsman of New Zealand. He's the legend of New Zealand team. So if you see in Instagram followers is also not like Virat Kohli, not like Lionel Messi. Means he's not that type big name players, because if you see his fitness is not like Kohli, Messi or Ronaldo. If you compare in sports person, his fitness is
Okay.
very weak, Kunal bhai. He always gets injured. He's injury prone. In IPL also he got injured. In New Zealand he's also rested against Australia T20 series. So he's injury prone player. So New Zealand team don't have brand players. Ross Taylor was a good brand player. Means he was good. Means legend with Williamson,
Yeah,
but he
on
retired.
all the three formats, 100 matches. That is a record for Ross
Yeah,
Taylor.
like Warner, like Kohli, all the
Yeah.
all format 100 matches. So that's it. Now Williamson is there. Now he is the lone pillar of New Zealand team. If and tomorrow is the main
But
day for
somewhat,
Williamson. I feel
I think
Kunal bhai
Rachit
tomorrow.
Ravindra.
No,
Yeah.
Williamson is the main, because if you see Williamson against England also, he scored when England gave him follow on. That time Williamson scored a magnificent 100 with Blundell and put the target of 259. So Williamson is the main with Rachin Ravindra, and Rachin Ravindra has to stay with Williamson to gain the one at least 100 140 partnership at least, so that Phillips and William can do the chase, because Willian is also not experienced in middle order. He's a good opener, but I feel Conway's form is very down. He's not scoring runs. In first innings also he scored a duck. In World Cup also, apart from one innings, he's not
Actually,
scoring runs.
Devon Conway can play only for Chennai Super King. Other than that, no one. I think
Yeah,
so.
Devon Conway. In fact, even in CSK, some of his weaknesses are showing. I won't be surprised if Conway's lack of form in international cricket shows when he plays franchise cricket as well. Conway has certain weaknesses, like if bowlers bowl very straight to him, straight lines and lengths, like on the stumps, he will struggle to have a big strike rate.
Yeah.
That is true. And even in a
Okay.
few innings last year that he played, he wasn't scoring very quickly or anything.
And
Okay.
one good innings in T20 cricket was against Australia in that T20 World Cup, where he took the game single-handedly away from them. So he has to prove in this T20 series against Australia also, because you don't have Kane, you don't have Daryl Mitchell. So you have Conway is the main with Phil Allen, I feel.
Okay, Harshit is saying Sachin Kohli comparison is worst thing. They misuse the technical gadgets. Harshit, why it is worst thing? Means if you are making a records, means if you are equaling a record of a legend in front of legends, why we all not do comparison? Virat Kohli has achieved it. If I talk about the era between 2010 to 2020, he was one of the fastest player making 10,000 runs in ODI. Means you can say our legendary players are playing like they are using stairs, but I think Kohli is using a lift to make 10,000 runs in a career. So there must be a comparison, right, Rahul?
Yes,
If you make
absolutely.
records,
Yeah,
I
we why not? Of course, comparing. I would say anyone is free to compare whoever they want.
yeah.
I will say that you compare whoever you want. Only thing is, maybe this comparison has a little bit of flaws because Sachin and Kohli played in different eras of cricket. Kohli played white ball cricket in a more batting friendly era, but he has played red ball cricket in a more bowling friendly era. Because Tendulkar in the 2000s, pitches all over the world were more batting friendly. Last few years, it's been very pace bowling friendly or spin bowling friendly if you play in the subcontinent, play in India in particular. So Kohli has batted in a tougher era in red ball cricket, but an easier era in white ball cricket. Uh, so that is one flaw with the comparison. If you compare Virat Kohli with Rohit Sharma as a batsman, it's a more what to say balanced. It can be more balanced and objective because both of them are played together in the same era. Both of their careers have been in parallel with each other, so you can compare them. They've been playing in the same team for long enough, playing against the same bowlers, same team, same quality of opponents, same conditions, same everything. So you can compare those.
Okay. Okay. So
But I
meanwhile,
don't know,
guys.
Kunal bhai. I don't know, Kunal bhai, why you people compare Kohli with Sachin, Kohli with Rohit. So it is their means they are playing for their country. So we can't compare with the other players. See this Pakistani fans, they compare Babar with Kohli. So that's not a comparison, and uh, that's a useless comparison because Babar has to achieve more and Kohli's achieved it everything. So you can't compare it now. So comparison it doesn't make a sense of any player comparing anyone. So I don't like comparison. So you should not compare Kohli with Sachin or Kohli with
But
Rohit. See,
to be
uh,
frank, every famous cricketer in India gets hero worship. They have a cult following, and unfortunately, it's divided our fan base. IPL has not helped in that regard because IPL has divided the Indian fan base even further because we will support the players based on our IPL franchise. RCB
Yeah.
fans will be Kohli fans, Mumbai fans will be Rohit fans, CSK fans will be for Dhoni. This is how
And Delhi
future
fans
players
for
will.
Rishabh Pant. Yeah.
This
and
is
there
how
are some
future
Kohli fans also, Kunal bhai,
this is how
who
future
hate
players are
Rohit
going to
Sharma.
get a following. Whichever IPL franchise they play for, that will be their fan base. Those guys will support them. This is how it will be. I don't know how it is in Pakistan right now, but I know that in Pakistan, Babar Azam is the one who has a cult following currently in their country. Before it might have been maybe Wakar Yunus and Wasim Akram. Then maybe even before that, Imran Khan right
Actually,
now.
Babar proved also. Actually, in some cases, Babar has proved that he
Yes,
can
of
be a
course.
good
Every player
batsman.
will learn. Every player will get that hero worship when they have proved themselves. That goes without saying. But hero worship is a part of subcontinent culture. Maybe even more in India than in Pakistan. Maybe there is a lot of that in Pakistan too, but we don't come to hear about it
If
too often.
Rahul, if I talk Australian team, they have so many legends: Alan Border, Ricky Ponting, Michael Clark, now Pat Cummins. But they don't worship their players. Means they don't know means who was Alan Border, who was Steve Waugh, who was Ricky Ponting. They know it, but they will not say that yes, he was one of the best.
They,
He
will-
is not a
they
great.
will not. They might. I mean, they might say he was one of the best, but they will not give these titles like you see with Rohit Hitman, King
Yeah,
Kohli.
Yeah.
Kinku, even for a player like Rinku Singh who's
So
just starting his career,
what
you
you will
already
say to Pat Cummins then?
no.
Pat
To be
Cummins.
frank, no. Look at even players who are starting their career. Shubman Gill, as career is still very new. Already, you've called him the prince.
Yeah.
Rinku Singh
And
started
some
his
people are
career
trolling
maybe
him when
last
today he
year or the
went
year
in zero
before. You
runs.
have already said he's Kinku, like this. So you give him titles in
Yeah,
Australia.
Krishna.
No, no. Whenever Gill goes out early in this innings and in the first two test and the first innings, he went out early. So people called him Ghante ka Prince, and people trolled him this way. So these trolls are always this way. So I think people should stop calling him Prince, Prince, Prince. It is not useful for him also, because you call him Prince
I
and he
think
doesn't
very early
perform.
career, yeah. Means
Yeah, exactly. You should not call
Yeah.
him Prince.
So
If he fails, then people will call him Ghande ka Prince. So you should not stop calling this Prince Prince and overhype him. Like if you see in Pakistan also, people call Babar King, 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 King and compare him. And when he fails, so people troll him and make a fun of him. So I think this should be stopped. And in Australia and England, they don't call only one Sir Alastair Cook. One is there, Sir Alastair Cook. If you
Sir,
see.
see,
Uh,
now Sir is only given is they only call him Sir because he actually got knighted by England. That's a very formal thing in England, getting knighted, and then you get the title of Sir. That is a totally different thing. It's not just some fans imposed title or anything. He's actually knighted, and he has that official. That's an official thing. But us calling Kohli as King Kohli, calling Rohit Hitman, these things are not official things. Actually, after Australia won the World Cup, if you look at Pat Cummins, for example, when he went to Australia, there were not huge crowds there to receive him or anything. Yeah, maybe a few reporters were there, but he's just well, landed there and went into the country like another normal human being. This is the Aussie sporting culture. On the field, you can be whatever you want, but off the field, you're just another person. That's all. You're just
And if
another.
we see Rahul Bhai, they have more unity than our Indian team, because means Indian fans and Australian fans also have more unity. They don't troll other players. If you see, Warner fans don't troll Steve Smith fans. Steve Smith fans don't troll Warner fans. In India, Rohit Sharma fans troll Kohli fans. Kohli fans troll. This happens in India, but in Australia, Aussie sporting culture, it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, unfortunately, Warner is the wrong example because Warner is not liked by many aliens. Also, that's very obvious reasons. I don't need to go into it. But Warner, but that's not because of any player comparisons. He was part of the sandpaper incident, so he's not like that is the reality. So
Okay.
what is
So
Alok
Alok
saying?
is saying that how it looks like when Pant will back with Sarfaraz. Yeah, it looks like very great. If you see the opening combination, Jaiswal in the middle order, you have Sarfaraz plus Pant means attacking approach. You will
And
see
Kohli
attacking
also plus
approach.
attacking approach. In Australia, we will see that, I feel.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So it will be a good, and you can say the future of India is great in Test cricket, especially.
Yeah, hopefully our future will be
At
great. We
least
will.
for 10 years. At least for 10 years. At least I think so.
Yeah,
But the real
hopefully.
test of
I don't want
Sarfaraz will
to
come,
predict
I
anything
feel.
early. We have to see how this transition goes and where India is at the end of this World Test Championship cycle. Now that this World Test Championship is there, you have to reassess every 2 years where you're at, and you need
Why
to have
Harshit
you will need to
is
have
saying
consistent one captain for one cycle. That is how it'll have to work. One captain for one cycle, and after each cycle, you have to revise your team accordingly.
yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, so meanwhile, guys, another in 2020 IPL final was between Mumbai and Delhi. Now this IL T20 final is between Dubai versus MI Emirates. And Rahul, if you see the match today, For Dubai Capitals, the player who performed as a 20, they come back. Luis Deploy, Abel performed really great. So cricket at its best.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think this is actually something we should discuss, how these many leagues are going on at the same time and players are jumping between the leagues. I think this needs to be discussed a little bit because, uh, these leagues are fighting for resources, to be frank. You're not going to get popularity in leagues. We're saying leagues will bring money, leagues will bring fans, will bring popularity and all that. But when you have leagues going on simultaneously, and to be frank, uh, the squads keep on changing, players keep coming in and going out of the country during uh, the league and hopping between franchises, your loyalty. Yesterday, I touched upon home advantage, home and away format. You also need a consistent squad for the entire course of the tournament. There have to be regulations like you can only play one league. Once you play that league, you have to commit to the whole league until the um, playoffs or wherever your team reaches. But you cannot, after your team is eliminated, go and play in another tournament that's going on simultaneously. I think some rules have to be brought. Once you're playing in one league, you cannot go and play in another league that is happening
And
simultaneously.
Rahul, they all are busy. See, West Indies versus Australia series was there. Team David and Nicholas Puran was playing opponent. But on the another day, they came with a flight and playing IL T20 for MI Emirates as a player.
Yeah, see,
Nicholas,
this is, and then they will say they are tired, they are this, they are that. See, I will not feel any sympathy for such cricketers when they do that. For international cricket, if they play even, what to say, once in 2 days, it's too much for them. But suddenly for franchise cricket, they can fly in from another country and play on the same day. Is it so? That means it's not genuine when they play for their country and say they are tired, they don't want to, and they're doing workload management. It means that all this is BS. That's what it
yeah,
means. And IPL, especially, this is my big criticism for IPL. For 2 months, you can play all 17 or 18 matches. They can play, but for international cricket, they will not play even 3 matches straight. After 3 matches itself, they will say they are tired. So these are just excuses not to play international cricket. And like I've advocated on many of our videos, that you need to separate international cricket and franchise cricket. It's also
yeah,
pathetic what
schedule.
is happening in New Zealand, South Africa, playing with a second string team. World Test Championship was brought to bring relevance to bilateral test series, and to make test cricket attractive to watch. What is the use of that if a team start fielding second string sides and giving their franchise tournaments priority over that? I want to know. So this is absolutely not acceptable. While I agreed with South Africa's decision to send a second string team there, we should not be in this situation. This situation should not arise. So you need to separate international and franchise cricket. Otherwise, this will keep happening, and cricket will look like a jungle completely,
Yeah, of
not as a
course.
sport.
Yeah. Okay. So one more thing was there that you are discussing in a group, Rahul, means you are saying that Davis Cup where India visited Pakistan. So how much you are satisfied that might be the Champions Trophy will be in Pakistan?
I'm
How
not
much?
saying it will be, but it's an indication that we can tour Pakistan and we can have a safe tour. That is an indication. Of course, things can
But
change in
I want
one
to.
year. Things can change in one year, but if you ask me, can we play safely? We can. And another thing is, other teams have played toward Pakistan already and played safely. The only, it won't really look good because now Pakistan has played the ODI World Cup in India. Then if India refuses to play in Pakistan, optics wise, it will not look good. If ICC tournament is shifted to another country just because for India's sake, if all the teams who are playing in the Champions Trophy say they cannot go to Pakistan and it gets shifted out of the country, that's another thing. But if only one country is refusing and it gets shifted out of the country, it means they're getting their way. If Pakistan refuse to travel to India for ODI World Cup, they will just be replaced by another team and they will face some big punishments and all that. So the rules should apply for everyone. If India doesn't want to play in Pakistan, then another team should replace India and go and play the tournament. No shifting the tournament out of Pakistan, to be frank, because ICC has given Pakistan the hosting rights. Why? Because they think it's safe to play in Pakistan. If they do not believe it's okay to play there, then they shouldn't have given Pakistan the hosting rights. Why give it to them and take it away?
And in
Is the
fact,
point. As a matter
proper
of fact, I want to
visualization.
And if
add
you
on
see,
a
there are
point.
many foreign players come in PSL also. They are from other countries and they like to play in Pakistan. They have good facilities there. Only one
Australia, New
problem happened
Zealand.
with Yes, only one problem happened with that touring to Pakistan was that New Zealand they refused. Then they did that security issue, and that all happened rubbish. Then again they came back to play cricket, ODI cricket there when Tom Latham was the captain and Williamson was the captain. So
I want
uh,
to
uh,
bring in another point here about my Davis Cup comment, which is that the Indian tennis team, of course, Davis Cup tennis is not a high-profile sport in either country, in India or or Pakistan, like cricket is. That point is fair, but the Indian Davis Cup team were told by the International Tennis Federation that they have to play in Pakistan or it will be a forfeit. It will be a walkover if they do not travel to Pakistan. So that is also a circumstance under which the Indian team went there and played in Pakistan. 2019 was a different story, actually. That time also India had to play away in Pakistan, but they were allowed to play in a neutral venue in Kazakhstan at that time. This time, the International Tennis Federation put their foot down and said, no, you have to play in Pakistan or it's a walkover if you don't travel. Maybe the ICC will, I mean, in the case of ICC, what will happen is BCCI will just should get replaced by another team if we do not play there. I respect India's choice either way, whether we want to play there or not. But if we don't play there, then they should not do this hybrid version like they did for Asia Cup. That should not happen. You can't bend the rules just for one country. I think that is not a fair thing.
yeah, that's true, Rahul Bhai. But if you see this Jay Shah power, he can do anything. He can shift Asia Cup. Why can't he tell ICC and shift ICC
Asia Cup,
tournament to other?
Jay Shah, it's harder to shift an ICC tournament compared to shifting an Asia Cup because the rules are a little bit different with regards to the Asian Cricket Council. Because if you notice, in 2018 also, Pakistan did not want to travel to India for the Asia Cup, which was supposed to be hosted by India. It was hosted in the UAE. In Asia Cup, the rules are a little different. If one country doesn't want to play in another one, then you can change the host. But in ICC tournaments, I think it's a little bit stricter. I don't think you can simply do that. So we have to wait and see what happens. Anything can happen from here, but I think for an ICC tournament, my gut feeling is we might allow the team to travel in that case because we allowed it for Davis Cup where we had no other choice. So who knows?
And even
Yeah,
Kohli said that he doesn't have problem to play there. So if players don't have problem, the problem is only this Jay Shah. He's only creating
Well,
these
politic
problems that
problem
see,
of
it's
politics.
politics.
all political, but you see, players don't have a say in where they get to play. They cannot do that, and everything is a process. In fact, we don't get to know it, but every time India tours another country, we have to get approval from various ministries in the government.
Yeah,
Whether we are playing in the Australia or we're playing in the UK, we have to get approval. And this is not just for the cricket team, but for any sports team or contingent that travels from India to another country, they have to get the approval from the sports ministries. So we cannot simply skirt the process in the case of Pakistan and say let the players uh, decide. That's not, we can't change the rules for that. So the players will have to go through the normal process that they go through for touring in any country. So the only difference is in the case of countries not named Pakistan, that process is just a formality. It's not a big deal. The government will easily clear India to play in Australia, New Zealand, or England. Um, but with Pakistan, it might be a little bit different. We have to see. Bilateral cricket, whether India plays Champions Trophy there or not, bilateral cricket I don't think will resume anytime soon. Whether
Yeah,
it is hosting Pakistan or playing over there, bilateral cricket will not resume anytime soon. But for an ICC tournament, things might be a little bit different.
yeah, let's see. Of course, so many things will be there, but I think at the end result is Rahul. If BJP is coming, then BJP will not allow. At the end result is that.
I mean, they allowed for tennis, so who knows? Then,
Okay,
that is
But if Rahul Gandhi comes, then he will allow
it
100%.
no, impossible, yeah, practically impossible
see,
scenario.
politics is a little. Certain things are not based on politics. Certain things, when political parties come to power, they will play the situation. To be frank, they will do things based on the situation. They may say things to get elected, but when they're actually in power, things are a little bit different. They will have to act with a certain amount of responsibility and caution in every decision they make. So we can't say anything based on the political party what will happen.
Okay, Harshit is saying we need a strict coach like Gambhir type and UV. I think Harshit, better coach is Brendan McCullum. Actually, Brendan McCullum means the way he spread
But
positivity.
see, the question here is, will BCCI swallow their fat ego and get a foreign coach? To be frank,
Yeah,
I think
that is.
we had coaches like Duncan Fletcher and Gary Kirsten under whom we won ICC tournaments. We had them as coaches, foreign coaches, but after that, now BCCI has this big complex that we will only have an Indian coach, head coach. Right now, they've gotten it into their heads for some reason. We have to swallow. BCCI should swallow their fat ego and get a foreign coach. In my mind, they should be at least open to the idea of having a foreign coach. Just because we're richest board doesn't mean we should only have Indians as a coach. Don't be nationalistic about these things.
Yeah, yeah,
And
of
if you
course.
see, Mohammad Hafiz also resigned from director.
Yes, of course. Okay, Venkatesh Iyer future. Harshit, I think Venkatesh Iyer can be a future all-rounder. You don't know. Actually, we have to see the performance in IPL again. In IPL in
But
domestic
he
cricket.
came in recent times.
It's
He
going.
frequently
He's not having too much preference, but because he's not doing that well with either bat or ball right now, nothing significant.
Actually, Venkatesh Iyer is good in opening, so that is the problem. Bowling is no issue. Issue
we
is
we
batting
don't
position.
we don't need to find openers. This is the problem. Team needs are also important. If you're an opener, you'll get less preference because there's already too much demand for opening. We need middle order batsmen. We need pace bowling all rounder. That is the big thing. This Hardik Pandya, we cannot rely on him, to be frank, because he's always injured. Can you ever see Hardik Pandya not being injured for 6 months? Can he go at least 6 months without being injured? You can never find a time when he's not injured. You have to normally with cricketers their record of getting injured. With Hardik Pandya, you have to see when he's not injured. To be frank, I mean, this guy, and that has cost him his captaincy for the T20 World Cup. While we oppose Rohit Sharma, we can be up in arms all we want about Rohit Sharma being the captain for this T20 World Cup, but Hardik Pandya, sorry, the rules which we apply to Rohit Sharma, how we judge Rohit Sharma, have to apply to Hardik Pandya also. He's not um, fit half the time. He's getting injured, so that made Rohit Sharma take the captaincy. To be frank,
Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, so seeing Kapil Dev, no chance. He's so aged. No chance. Kapil Dev, no chance. Sachin Tendulkar, no chance. Actually, Sachin is a brand ambassador of World Cup, so I don't think Sachin is going to be a coach. Might be he will be out of MI
no,
also.
certain
Mumbai
certain
Indians.
no 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 certain people are too soft to be coaches. Sachin Tendulkar wasn't, a great captain either. Too soft of a personality. You can't really be a soft personality and be in a role like the coach or the captain of the team. Rahul Dravid is, too soft as a captain. He can coach for under 19 teams or domestic teams, but as coach of a senior team, he's too soft to be the coach. He's way too soft for this role.
Okay. Uh, I think Alok is going. Alok is saying. Alok is very angry with our discussion that we are saying that India should visit there. If tennis is allowed, cricket can be allowed. We are saying can be. We are not saying we that you should go. We are not saying it. I think Alok take it in a bad way.
Which what
Really.
is he saying? What is Alok saying?
Alok is saying that he's personally messaged me that why you all are not Indians, means you are saying that in terrorist country India should visit, but we are saying that maybe if tennis players can visit, maybe cricketer
Champions
can.
Trophy hosting rights have been given to Pakistan. If
Yeah, of course.
you okay, they're not good enough to host, then why give them the hosting rights in the first place? Is my question. Okay, look, something happened in Pakistan in 2009, and they got stripped of 2011 World Cup hosting rights. Now, for last 5 or 6 years, they have been able to host international cricket right now, and ICC put faith in them to host a tournament. You can't simply take it away from them with the at the last
And
minute.
Rahul, few
They have
bilateral
signed the
series are also
agreement
there.
to host this World Cup, and they are getting the venues ready for hosting this tournament. You can't just grab it from them and because one country didn't want to travel there. I know this is going to stoke a lot of emotions, and we have strong emotions against that country, but you have to be fair in certain cases.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, India not going. Yeah, I know it. That at last we will
Okay,
not go.
if India doesn't go, fine, their choice. But ICC has to say you can't play this tournament. The show will go on without you. We will find another team and replace you. That's what we would have done if Pakistan refused to play the ODI World Cup in India. That's what would have happened. We wouldn't have. Would Do you think India would have given Pakistan a separate venue and played in hybrid model if they refused to play ODI World Cup in India? No, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, you can say in that way also. Yeah,
And
so
there
many
will
things
be
is there.
repercussions for this because we have to host ICC events in the future. Don't forget, 2026 T20 World Cup is hosted in India. Of course, Sri Lanka is also a host, so they can avoid India playing in India. They can play all matches in Sri Lanka over there. 2029 is only in India, Champions Trophy. Only in India, they can avoid all that. Then 2031, of course, it's again India and Bangladesh hosting. They can play all their matches in Bangladesh, but it'll have repercussions future. If India wants to host the Asia Cup, they'll refuse to come here.
Okay,
So we have to think
okay.
about that.
Harshit is saying if we lose this year, all reaction. Me and Rahul already planned for a lose. Means that
we are
we will
we are
accept
prepared
it.
for a defeat. To be frank,
Yeah,
we
of
will be
course.
very surprised if India even reaches the final, let alone win the World Cup. We'll be very. I will be very
Even
surprised if
semi-final. Even semi-final. Semi-final.
semi-final. See, we might reach if we get one or two good results in Super 8. We might somehow scrape through to the semi-final. But if we India reaches the final, I will be very shocked
And shocked and
because
supporting India. Then
yes,
supporting India. If
only see
India,
last year in ODI World Cup it was a shock when we lost the tournament, but this time it will be a shock if we win it. To be frank, after all that has happened, how often does it happen in a tournament? I mean, in the history of Indian cricket, maybe with other teams which don't have trophy aspirations, it can happen. But with Indian cricket, how often has it happened that only 3 months before the tournament you have decided who's going to captain your team? To be frank, you're not even sure of who's going to be in your squad. But forget about even building a team. How can you go about building a team and having a vision, charting a course for a tournament when you don't even know who's going to lead you in the tournament?
But Jaisha said he's confident that Rohit Sharma
Jay
will
Shah
lead
can say
next World
whatever
That
Cup.
he wants,
is,
bro.
yeah,
Jay Shah can say whatever
his
he
father
wants
is
He's
just
saying
because.
that
politician, so
he's
See,
saying
just
that India
because.
will win the World Cup for Rohit
I
his
Sharma.
mean,
father
look,
is
That also
look,
politician
though
and
that's
son
all
is
emotional
also talking like that.
stuff, Krishna. Just because Jay Shah said we will win the World Cup doesn't mean we will go on and win it. He's BCCI secretary. He will say these things for PR. I mean, what is he going to say? He's going to stand on stage and say, "I have no faith we will win this World Cup." He's not going to say that openly in public. But look, you shouldn't say anything about whether India will win or not. In all reality, you shouldn't say anything. We haven't won an ICC event for 10 years. Be a little bit humble. Don't We don't need this overconfidence and all that. So be a little bit humble when you know the history. He knows we haven't won an ICC tournament for 10 years. Just 3 months ago, we lost a World Cup final at home. Be a little bit humble. Don't do all this show off and overconfidence.
Yeah, yeah, of
Uh,
course.
so actually, we will not feel, and I will not only say we are prepared for defeat, we will not feel very bad if we lose either, because we know that this team hasn't taken this tournament seriously. T20 World Cup 2024 has been an afterthought. The selectors said we will only care about it after ODI World Cup is over. There itself, that we're not geared up for this 2024 World Cup. Now Rohit has been announced as a captain, but we don't have any more T20s to come, and only IPL is there, and in that also we're not going to see Rohit Sharma's captaincy. But to be frank, Rohit Sharma is going to be playing under Hardik Pandya. They've done tit for tat here. Hardik Pandya stole Rohit Sharma's captaincy for Mumbai Indians. Now Rohit Sharma has taken his revenge. He's got his revenge by getting T20 World Cup captaincy. So I hope both of them are happy now. Their egos are all satisfied. But at the end of the day, it'll most likely be another tournament which India loses. That is the bottom line here.
Yeah, of course, Harshit, we can make a full stream, maybe second innings, because in West Indies match will be start from 8 p.m. IST. So if my video is coming around 10:30, so you can say that second innings we can definitely discuss second innings during video,
Yes,
most
absolutely, and
probably.
we can. The match times are a little bit odd here. One match will be 11 o'clock in the morning for me, which will be 8:30 in India, and then the other one will be at 4:30 in the morning in India,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is 7 o'clock over here.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we will definitely do it. Okay. Okay, so guys, thank you very much. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Harshit. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Alok, for your comments. And Alok
And
is a
tomorrow,
little bit angry. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow, important day means anything less than 500 is not acceptable. This is a flat track, flat
We
pitch.
shouldn't get bowled out for less than 500. Even maybe this is a little bit too lofty, but aim for 600 tomorrow.
Even Krishna, I
with
expect
with
200 from
baseball
Jadeja.
approach, England will want to chase down 500 also, these guys. So get 600 on the
Especially
board at
Jack
least.
Crawley. Don't put Jack Crawley and Ben Duckett out of the syllabus. They are aggressive
Yeah.
openers.
If you score 500, England will try to score all
And
500
remember,
runs
Ben
on day
Stokes
three.
is playing 100 test match. Ben Stokes is playing 100
Yes,
test match.
absolutely. But one thing you can say is maybe
but
India's.
main concern is Joe Root. Joe Root's form means he's playing rash shots and getting out. That's only a bonus point
Good for
for India.
India.
If
It
he
is
gets
good for
settled and
India. He will attack. He will self-destruct. That's what will happen. Bowlers like Ashwin are very confident. They will know how to get him out, and
Yeah,
they're not in good form right now. But Ashwin and Jadeja will find their form as this series comes. They will not be down forever.
yeah, yeah, of course. Of course,
and the main game is New Zealand versus South Africa. Means interesting. Means 226 runs, 9 wickets.
Yeah, of
Interesting,
course,
Kunal
that
bhai.
match will be over before day two begins in India. That is, I
might be,
think we can.
most
Uh,
probably.
yeah, they won't be happening simul. Yeah, most probably it'll be over before. uh, before India's match resumes again. So New Zealand versus South Africa, very interesting. Could go either way, to be frank. And I think this is very more crucial for New Zealand than it is for South Africa, because one thing, New Zealand is chasing history. They want to win a Test series against South Africa for the first time. 2 years ago, also they screwed up. They were up 1-0, but they ended up drawing the series. So they don't want to screw up again. This is their best chance to win a Test series against South Africa. You won't get an easier South African team than this to beat.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Of course. So see you guys tomorrow, and we
Unless
will have
New
it.
Zealand always hosts South Africa during the SAT20, then you will not get an easier South African team than this.
Okay, guys. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Good night. Subscribe
Good night.
KFCS and Sports Bit.
Good
Bye.
night.